New announcement here, and I want to share this with everybody in the group. In Module 5, which will be released probably in a few more hours from the time of this, it's almost done. I just have a couple more things to do with it. But I want to go over some really exciting things with it that are unexpected. These are things that were never promised or anything like that. And we always want to under-promise and over-deliver. And not just that, the core here, what I really want to see is I want to see everybody truly succeed at this. And one of the criteria that I set up as far as looking for a niche was that the trust flow was a 10 or less and 30 backlinks, referring backlinks or less. That was part of the criteria. Okay. And let me tell you why. Well, let me get into this really quickly and then it'll become evident. So I've got like 10 videos up here on how we get our local backlinks. Maybe you've heard me talk before about how important it is, not just to get any backlinks, but you want to get a good majority of your backlinks locally from whatever city you're starting in, okay? And you want to do it, of course, from an IP address that's within that city. This all makes sense. It's all congruent. It's about congruency, okay? And I show you the methods that we do, okay? So that's fine. And then there's a lot, okay? And then towards the end here, I go into a 3-part series of analyzing backlinks. I show you what good backlinks are and what they're not using Kallzu's commercial enterprise license for Majestica. And these are kind of long videos, these last 3, but sit through them and watch them because the point is they're supposed to be really educational and just finally just kind of clear all of the confusion out there. There's so much confusion with SEO and what works and what ranks, okay? It's really simple. When you just study and you understand exactly how existing sites are ranking on page 1 and you just reverse engineer them, you have the answer. Okay, and it could be, and it's going to be slightly different for every single niche. And I show that in these case studies. I look at the #1 site ranking in San Diego for DOI attorney, highly competitive. They probably generate at least $1 million, if not $2 million a year from that position. And so they have a very different ranking strategy. Their ranking strategy, which I reveal in this video here, number 7, that's way more competitive than any of us would ever do. However, it shows you clearly how you could outrank them if you wanted to. And you'd literally have a piece of asset worth over $1 million. Okay, pretty powerful stuff. Then I go into looking at I break down 2 other niches. And I look at their first 3 competitors on page 1. And these are all competitions that have the guidelines that I set out. Trust flow of 10 or less. 30 links or less, and we go back and I show you step by step on where these links are coming from, okay? I also announce in here, and this is something we didn't announce in the beginning when you got the program, but I really want you guys to be successful, so I have to make sure that we're providing everything other than just doing the work for you, of course, on to become successful. So. For your first niche, whatever it is, your first niche, your first city, after our team looks it over. I mean, we're taking that step in it, and then we're going to give you the first 3 complete backlinking structures of your top 3 competitors in the first city that you start in. Then, when you move to your second city, we'll continue to do that because you need that kind of data analysis to be able to look at exactly where they got their links from. And you can analyze, can you improve that link? Can you get a link from the same place? And I walk you through all that. So these are kind of long videos. The first one's 50 minutes, and then this one's 20 or 10 and stuff. Now, here's the exciting thing. So we've got all this stuff here. These are all local backlinks. These are good quality backlinks to show you how to get some high trust flow ones for sure. Okay. Now, I really want to make sure you guys do this and do well on this. So what we're going to do, I did not announce this before, so I'm not quite sure the logistics of how we're going to do it. We're just going to do it and we'll figure out how we're going to deliver it later. But this is how we do it, okay? We get these sites These sites are completely free. Someone just left them alone. This is a Weebly site, okay? And if you notice on here, it's got and this is the subdomain, it's got a trust flow of 11. It's very good, okay? This is another site. Again, someone's abandoned it, so we took it over. And this one has a trust flow, subdomain of 12. Really good stuff. Here's another one, I think. Yes, here's another one. This one's got trust flow 14. Are you kidding me? These are free. You don't even have to pay for hosting on these things. And I'll show you how we easily, and I'm talking very easily, retheme these things. Okay, and they work like gangbusters. You don't have to pay for hosting, nothing. So we're going to, because we already have the process in place, we just don't know how we can, how much volume we can handle. So we're going to just try it out and see what happens. We're committed to doing it though, no matter what. So, so you guys will get these. You don't have to pay for them. Okay, it's part of your membership, and I'll have more details later on this. So there's that. Here's the other exciting thing we're going to do. And this is something no one else that I know does. Let me see if I can pull up the picture here. Hang on one second. Here's a screenshot. These are, what are these? You can see the trust flows here are good, right? These are sites that have had authority sites, big, huge authority sites linking to them. And hence they have these high trust flows. But these are available, these domains are available right now at GoDaddy or Namecheap or wherever you want to buy them. Okay, for whatever, if they're .com and if there's a sale on .coms and they're $7.99 a piece, these are $7.99 a piece. If a domain.com right now, you can't find a coupon and you got to pay $9.99, they're $9.99 a piece. Okay, these are, you won't find these for sale at a private blog network dealer, nothing like that. Okay, these are just regular sites that you pay regular prices for. Okay, and we're confident that we can find enough for everybody on here of 10s and above. Okay, and we're going to show you how you can repurpose them very easily. In fact, the exact same method you'd use to repurpose a Weebly that is a trust flow of a 10 or 12. In fact, the exact same links that you'd send there, you'd send here. So you don't have to do extra work to repurpose these and to make them into the same theme that your niche is in. Really powerful stuff. So this combined with everything that we've outlined here in module 12. So you're getting, I'm showing you step by step of how we get links that are theme related, both in our city and outside our city, but theme related, really important. I'll show you how we get them, how we get the backlinks indexed. Okay, very easy to get them indexed. And then we add these free sites. Okay, we build them out. We show you how. I show you how to build them out. You build them out, and then to layer on top of that, you're also going to get availability to these other sites that are for sale at Namecheap, GoDaddy, whatever. We have a proprietary system that we use that we find these sites. I don't know anyone else that does it the way we do it. And so we're going to give these to you guys. We're just going to, we'll figure out a fair way to deliver them out. I don't want anybody abusing the systems, because you could take these things and go out and sell them. You could take a site that has a page rank of 18 and easily go out and sell it for 80 to 100 bucks, but that's short-term thinking, okay? If I catch people doing that, then I'll just cancel the membership. We don't want people like that in the crowd. We want people to contribute, because we could all rise together. I'll also have, the next module, the module after that will have details on how to build these, and then how to share links within each other to not dilute these out, but to help each other out. So if you've got a Weebly, and it's got a trust flow of 10 or higher, and it really doesn't matter what the niche is, and you want to exchange a link, you want to get an extra 5 more links for this one link, then you could exchange within the community. So getting one of these Weeblies at, say, a trust flow of 10 or higher doesn't mean you just get one backlink. It means you can get 5, 6, 7 other backlinks from within the community from similar type of Weebly accounts. You understand what I'm saying? And as long as we all work together with this, you guys can just crush it, okay? Crush it in this community. And then there can never be this, because that's what everybody worries about. They're like, okay, I found the niche, building the site, I got it. How do I rank these things? This is how you do it, okay? I don't know anyone else out there that's doing this. They all have these complicated ways of doing this. And as a side note, all the steps leading up to this, looking for the niche, building your website, finding these local backlinks, it is a lot of work up front. Totally admit it. But if it was easy, just everyone would be doing it. But once you've got it up and set, now you got systems in place. You already got the niche picked out. Now you got your first city that's now we're directing quality, good, non-spammy links, high trustful links back to your site. It's going to give your entire domain trust within Google. We do a lot of other factors too to increase the trust in that. And then when you go to your second city on your master domain, it's a little easier to rank. You're not a brand new kid on the block anymore, okay? You got a trusted site. It's not such of a big deal. You still got to prove yourself, but it's going to take way less links, okay? And then there becomes this tipping point around city 4 or 5 or so, depends on the niche. Everything after that just seems to rank really easy with very little work because your root domain has so much trust to it, okay? So as you gain momentum, my point is that there's less and less work involved. Now, I'm not selling a 4-hour-a-week lifestyle. I totally disagree with that whole fallacy. It definitely leads in and feeds into a core genetic concept humans have, which is we always want to gain the most for the least amount of work. Okay, you take astronauts who go into space. What happens to them? They've been up there for 2 months. What happens to them? Their DNA follows that rule. Their bone density goes down. They can barely walk when they come back down to Earth on gravity. But why? Because their DNA, their body says to them, hey, I don't have to work anymore, so I'm just going to relax. And the bones get brittle. The muscles get weak. Okay? Our mind's the same way. Inherently, that's our behavior. So I'm against stuff like the 4-hour week. I think you got to work hard and you got to kick ass. But kick ass with a plan. Have your rewards in front of you. Visualize what you're going to be doing next. Okay, that's really important. Okay, lead with success. Lead with rewards. Be very clear about your end goals here. It becomes less and less work as you push through this. Now, once you reach a certain level, I'm not suggesting you back away, because success is something that you achieve on whatever level. Is something that needs to be honored and maintained. Okay, any great athlete who reaches a high level and then they relax, they get thrown off. Okay, so you can't do the same thing either. But I'm telling you, it's not so chaotic in the beginning. There's all these entirely new things to learn. This thing does get on cruise control after a while. Okay, so get through that. We're committed to your success, and we're committed to making this work. I don't know anybody else in the world that would do what we're doing for you guys, but that's because our goal is simple. We want you to succeed. That's it. Okay, we want you to succeed at this. And short of doing the work for you, which we're not going to do, that would be ridiculous, right? And you wouldn't benefit from it either, because there's so many lessons you can learn from going through the lessons of succeeding, going through the lessons of something new, something adventurous, the unknown. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I bet if you told your spouse, your friends, or whatever that you're going to be doing a paper call type business, they're not going to support you. They're going to think you're crazy. It's just another scam. It's just another this and that. But you know what? That's not the biggest barrier right now. The biggest barrier right now is you. Yes, your doubts on yourself about what's possible. That's actually your biggest barrier. The other people, that's natural for them to do that. Okay. And then what happens is that they give doubt on you, and then you allow that to feed into your own doubts and justify your own doubts. And then you give up. Don't let that happen. Okay. Be strong. Be secure about this. Move forward. No, it's not going to be an easy flight. There's going to be some turbulence along the way, for God's sakes. It's okay. All right? But know that there's some light at the tunnel here. We're given every option possible here. I don't know what else I could possibly do. But if there's something I could do without doing the work for you, then we're certainly open to it. Just contact my support. And I think if some of you have been out there, you've been contacting our support, our support's just on top of it, right? I mean, seriously. I've been looking at the response times and stuff. They're totally good. 7 days a week on a Sunday, Saturday, Friday night. You're getting responses back in 30 minutes, an hour. Come on. It's good stuff. You're in a good place. All right? You're in a good place. Keep planning ahead. Keep forging forward. Keep, do your New Year's resolutions now instead of at the New Year's. Get this thing done. We're setting you up for success. That's it. I want to create success in this industry, okay? And people can do this if they're just given the right tools, not bullshit, not theory, not all this kind of other stuff. And so I don't know what else to do. Originally, we were going to take this and I was going to show you how you can find your own of these, which is a rather complex process and takes a lot of work. And I said, screw it. We've already got the process in place. This is already what we do. We've got plenty of extras of these. We can provide these to the members. Same with going out and finding the domains, not the ones that are on sale as private blog networks. They've got they cost you 30, 40, 50, $100. Okay. Not those. They're just regular, whatever normal domain costs. You just go buy it and it's yours. We've already got that system in place. That's how we get them. I don't know anyone else who's doing it that way. We're not going to share how we do that, but we will certainly share in those. And when we release those, we'll figure out how we do it. When we release those, anybody could get them. They're open to the public. It's just that people don't know how to find out about them. That's the thing. But there's a lot of sharp people out there. So my name is Chris Winters. Keep your head up. Keep forging forward on this. Get past each step by step. Take action a little bit every day. It's just about improving 0.01% every day. Just 0.01%, a little bit every day. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Okay? That's it. Talk to you on the next video.